Welcome to Harmony Yoga. There are times where community is a blessing, and there are times when we're asked to be home. Nothing like taking an opportunity to be home, turn inward, and come back to your mat. So join me today as we start our home practice by sitting comfortably, quieting the mind, moving away from the fear-based information that's swirling around us and coming back to that place where we know all is well, we are safe, and we're doing all that we can do. Feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Allow your energy to connect, feeling the parts of your body that are connected to the earth. Perhaps you're sitting up on a stack of books or a block or a folded up blanket to sit more comfortably, or sitting on the earth if your hips allow that. Feeling the feet, the legs, the hips, the sitting bones moving down toward the earth. Allow the spine to rise, lifting up through the crown of the head, turning to the breath. It's not unusual to find your breath is very shortened. That can happen in times of fear-based information, but we come back to lengthening the breath, finding that sense of calm, allowing that breath to lengthen and deepen, knowing that moves us into that parasympathetic side of our nervous system where we can rest and digest and heal and find peace. Taking your awareness inward, feeling the dance of the breath in the belly, perhaps in the chest, maybe in the throat. See if you can bring that breath down further into the belly, maybe further down into the sitting bones, lengthening up through the spine. Feeling ourselves inhalate on the in-breath, but then keeping that vastness as we exhale and not collapsing back down with the breath, but keeping that lifted heart, lifted open collarbones, the shoulder blades drawing together on the back. A couple more rounds of breath here just to get yourself settled and into this posture. And then when you're ready, we're going to move forward onto our hands and knees. So I'm going to move sideways so you can see better what I'm doing here. Move your block up toward the front of your mat. Fingers are spread wide and placed right under your shoulders. Toes are curled under, knees under the hips. And begin to use that breath now, leading the way into that cow pose. And then bowing the head, lifting the upper back into cat pose. Going back and forth here a few times. One more round here. Big inhale. And exhaling, exaggerating the pose as much as you like here. Good, and coming back to a flat back. Stretch the right leg back, toes curled under on the earth. Pushing your hands away from you, lengthening out the back of the leg. So in a fear-based situation, we start to contract in the body, so allowing the peace to enter in, stretching out the tissues, the connective tissues, the muscles, all of that with the breath. And then take that right foot over to the left side of your mat, slowly turn and look over your left shoulder. More deep breath in, allow your right shoulder and your right hip to move away, lengthening out the side of the body. Good, and then come back to all fours. This time lengthen back the left leg, toes curled under, pushing the hands away. You can even play around with bending and straightening that back leg to get a deeper stretch, moving your hips side to side if you like. Pressing down through the fingertips, we're active in the arms. And then lift that leg, take it out over to the right side of your mat, looking over the right shoulder, trying to look back at that left foot.
Lengthening through the left side of the body, allowing the hip and the shoulder to move away from each other with every inhale. Exhale. Good, and come back to all fours. This time we're going to move the hands forward, one hand's length, curling the toes under. And lift up to your first downward facing dog. And then here, bend one leg and then the other as you like. Exploring here in your downward facing dog. If you haven't been on your mat in a while, this is going to feel either really uncomfortable or really delicious. So take your time here. Again, exaggerating the posture as much or as little as you like. And then slowly walk the feet up to the hands, finding the block when you get there, setting it on the setting that's right for you. Inhale, lift the head and heart forward. And bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Inhale and rise. Nice job. Standing now with your feet under your hips, shoulders relax down and back. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. And exhale, release down. Do that again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And this time as you lift, stay here and reach over, pressing down through the opposite foot. And come back to center. And the other side now. Pushing down through the opposite foot. Coming back to center. And then let's come down to our first forward fold. All the way down to your forward fold, and then inhale halfway up, and exhale down. One more time, inhale halfway up, and exhale all the way down. This time step your right leg back to deep lunge. Bring that left knee right over the left ankle. Move your hips here side to side. Bring the left arm up to the sky for twisted lunge, lengthening the back leg back, drawing the shoulder blades together on the back. You can be up on the fingertips of your right hand. You can even use the block underneath you if that feels a little more buoyant for you. Good, bring your hands down. Step back again to downward facing dog. This time bend both knees, look up at your hands, spread the fingers wide. Move your hips back with those bent knees, then begin to lift the sitting bones. Maybe the legs straighten all the way, maybe they don't. Bending again, look up at your hands, hips back, begin to straighten the legs. This time you're going to bring that right foot all the way up between your hands, moving the hips side to side, bring that right knee right over the right ankle. And then begin to reach the right arm up to the sky. Again, that left hand can be on fingertips or up on the block, you decide. Straightening the back leg back. Check in with the breath here. Notice if the breath has become a little shortened. See if you can bring a deeper breath down into the belly. Good, release the hand down. Step forward, forward fold. Hands to the hips, elbows to the sky. Inhale all the way up to standing. Reach the arms back up. Hands come together to the heart. Pause, close the eyes. Checking back in with the breath. And one more time now, reach arms all the way up. Push down through the feet. Feel that length come in through the spine, the arms, the fingertips, and then reach the hands forward, move the hips back, and come all the way down to your forward fold again, using your block or finding the floor with your fingertips. The block is a way to help bring the floor to you. Inhale, lift the head and heart forward, and exhale, release down. This time step the left leg back to deep lunge and drop that back knee down and rise. Notice your right knee is right over the right ankle. Bring your hands to the right knee and move the hips out to the right, and then move that spine down, scooping the tailbone, aligning the pelvis. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Checking in with the breath again here. Slowly leaning over toward the right if that's not too intense of a stretch for you. So you're really listening to your body, turning inward today. This practice is about you. It's about coming home to yourself, listening, only going as far as your body is comfortable. Come back to center. Reach the hands down. Begin to move the thighs back, the hips back. Draw the toes back towards you, straightening the front leg. Pushing through the mound of the big toe, finding that length here. And then placing the foot back down, straighten the back leg, step to plank. So fingers are spread wide, wrists are right under the shoulders. And then you can drop the knees down or keep the legs straight. Drag the elbows back and the heart forward as you lower onto the belly, moving the block out of the way. Rotate the shoulders up and away from the floor and drag the hands back like you're trying to stretch the heart toward the front of your mat. Press the tops of the feet down, all 10 toenails, pressing down into the earth. Hug your elbows in and lower down. Press your forehead into the earth. Relax your shoulders. Again, rotating the shoulders back, drag the hands back, pressing the feet down, and lower again. Curling the toes under. Push yourself up to down dog. And bring the left foot up between your hands, dropping the back knee down, or you can drop the back knee down and then step your left foot forward. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky, hips out to the left, scooping the tailbone, finding your posture here. Pausing with the breath. Listening to the body. If that feels like you're ready to take that stretch over to the left, listen to the body here. Good. Coming back to center, bringing your hands down. This time we're going to move the hips back. Slowly lift those toes, dragging the heel back. You may need to move your heel forward just a couple inches in order to get that good stretch. Again, moving the hips out to the left, scoop the tailbone, push through the ball of the big toe. Lengthening the back of the leg, listening to the breath. If the breath is shortened, maybe you need to back off the posture just a little bit so you can listen better. Good, place that foot down on the ground, straighten the back leg, step forward, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky, inhale and rise. Nice job. Take a wide stance here. Bring your hands to your hips. Move the inner thighs back and begin to come into a forward fold here from this wide-legged position. Perhaps you can challenge yourself by stepping your feet a little bit further apart. And then inhale, lift halfway up, and exhale, release back down again. Walk yourself over to your left foot, left toes face the short end of your mat, and come upright. Bring your arms out shoulder height, reaching through the fingertips. Move your inner thighs back and scoop the tailbone. So your feet are perpendicular now. Reaching out, look even over your left fingertips. Soft on the outside, but steadfast on the inside. Nice job. Bring your feet parallel again and go to the other side now. Left or the right toes to the short end of your mat, bending into that right leg, coming into warrior two on the other side. Broadening the collarbones, draw the shoulder blades together on the back, move the thighs back, scoop the tailbone, ribs back, turn and look over the right fingertips. Bending more into that right knee so the right knee is right over the right ankle. Good. One more time, make your feet parallel. And let's go around to the other side again. So left side, bending into that right or to the left knee, Bring the left forearm to the left thigh. Right hand to the right hip. Again, thighs back. Scoop the tailbone, broadening now through the chest, even looking up and over that right shoulder. Draw the left forearm back. Right arm can reach up or over the ear. Checking in with the breath here. Taking opportunity in the solitude. One more time, bringing that breath into yourself and spreading love out to the world with our exhale. Good, come upright. And one more time to the other side. Hand to the hip, right hand draws that right thigh back. Move both thighs back and scoop the tailbone. Looking up over the left shoulder, or the arm can come up to the sky or over the ear. Again, drawing that self-compassion inward on the inhale. And as we exhale, we think about the world at large who needs our love and compassion and steadfastness right now. One more time with the inhale and exhale. Good, come upright. Straightening both legs, walk the feet together. So let's do a couple balance postures here. Standing on the left foot, pick up the right foot, and let's place it to the inner thigh. Thighs back, and then scoop that tailbone down that standing leg for support. Hands hug together at the midline or reaching up overhead. Can you feel the breath? Feel the rhythm of the heartbeat. Good, coming down when you're ready. And then let's go to the other side. It's really hugging into that midline so the foot and the leg come together. Thighs go back, scoop the tailbone down that standing leg, hands to the heart or reaching up overhead for tree. It's all right if you bobble and weave, that means you're trying. Good, and go ahead and come down out of your tree pose. Let's do a standing quad stretch now. Again, standing on the left leg, right hand reaches around, grab the right ankle, knees draw together, scoop the tailbone down the standing leg, and that heel, here maybe I'll turn sideways here, the heel comes next to the bottom. The other hand can move in a way that you can kind of counterbalance, maybe even touching a wall if you need to. Draw the ribs back, scoop the tailbone more, releasing the knee to the earth. Now this is a challenge. If you can cross the ankle over the knee, bring the hands to the heart, move the hips back to a standing hip posture. Lift and separate these toes. Press the ankle and the knee together. And smile. And then when you fall, that's no problem. Standing on the right leg, pick up the left. Hug the knees together, scoop the tailbone, heel toward the bottom. Ribs back. Again, that hand can counterbalance anywhere you need it to be. There's no shame in needing a little support there for balance. Obviously, I could have used it myself there, no problem. Take another breath here. And then release that foot, cross it over the knee. And you're gonna move your hips back and then sit back, engaging these toes here. You can even press into one hand. Hands can come together at the heart or reach out. You can reach down even if you've got your block there. That would be one option. Take another deep breath in. And release, exhale. Okay, let's go ahead and come down onto your mat. Let's take a wide-legged position. Pushing into the earth behind you, roll your inner thighs toward the earth. Lift and open the collarbones. Imagine now expanding that heart. So again, we're taking an unfortunate situation, turning it into opportunity to turn inward to ourselves. And I believe that when we do that, we more readily can exhibit gratitude
compassion for others, just a broader understanding of our place. And today, our place in this world is to offer that to out into the universe. The universe that needs our love and compassion, understanding. Good. Closing the eyes, turning inward. Feel free here, if it feels better for you, to bring your hands forward. If that feels like a better posture for you, still keeping the intentionality of that long, strong spine and not turning, like lowering your head, but actually keeping that spine long and tall. Maybe you can better do that with your hands behind you. Maybe you can keep that as you come forward. It's up to you. Lift and separate the toes, keeping the knees and the toes facing up toward the sky. And then try to lift the kneecap upward towards your hip. Press the heel down. Feel all of the leg connect to the earth. So you're really grounded here in this posture. And imagine someone standing on your thighs. You feel steadfast and grounded here with your lower body, but the upper body is expansive and open. Then you can start to come forward. See if that feels a little better, a little more open for you. Good. Come upright. Bring the instep or the sole of your left foot into the inseam of your right foot. And then inner spiral this right leg. Push down on the inseam, grab a hold of the flesh and pull outward. And then bring your hands down that leg. Your hands can be on the mat. Maybe you can reach your foot, but that's not the end game, so don't worry about that. Inhale, elongate the spine. And exhale, lower. This is when a folded up blanket might feel right for you, right under your hips. Feel free to pause the video and go get your blanket. Good, and come upright. And we're gonna go to soles together here, hands behind you. One more time now, we're gonna roll the inseam of your pants toward the earth by pushing down with the hands. The hands and the arms elongate the spine, reaching up through the crown of the head, and then press the feet together actively. You can lift and separate the toes, pressing the ball of the big toe, the ball of the little toe, and then both edges of the heels together. Good, and then go ahead and straighten out the left leg, bring the sole of the right foot, and we're gonna lean forward and push the inner edge, or the inseam of your pants down and pull the outer edge out. And then begin to move the hips back as you reach your heart towards your foot. Your hands, though, depending upon your particular body, your hands may be right here on the mat, they may be on your lower leg, or maybe on your foot. Staying here with the breath. Good, inhale and rise. Now what we're going to do is take this right foot and place it on the outside of the left foot. Take your left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you, and again, we're going to use that back hand to help us lengthen the spine, and then turn and look over your right shoulder. So I'm at a little funny angle here, but maybe that's a better way for you to see what's going on in the posture. Now that we're twisted, maybe you find the breath is not quite as easy, but keep trying to lower that breath into the belly anyway. Good, and unwind. We'll do the same thing now to the other side. So straightening out the right leg, cross the left leg over. Right hand comes around and grabs that knee. Left hand can come behind you, lengthening through the arm, lengthening through the spine. Begin to turn over to the left. One more deep inhale, and exhale, return to center. Now we're going to come onto our back with our feet down and knees up. Press the elbows down and lift the heart. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you.
we'll come into a gentle bridge pose. Lift and separate the toes. Feel the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, the ball of the little toe, and the outer heel pressing down. So feet are facing forward, about hips width apart. Pressing the hands down now. Scoop the tailbone towards your knees. Look up at the sky. So your chin is perpendicular with the floor. Good, and then go ahead and release. Hug the knees into your chest and rock a little bit here side to side. Take both knees over to the right and extend the left arm over to the left. Even turn and look over that left arm. And slowly come back. Hugging the knees into the chest again, rocking side to side. And then in good time, your knees are going to come over to the left, outstretch the right arm, even looking out over the right arm. Can you still take that long, slow, deep breath here? As we start to unwind and come to an end in our practice today, start to notice how your mentality maybe has shifted, your sense of concern has maybe come into a more realistic perspective. Maybe your heart rate and your breath has slowed down a little bit. And then we start to infuse positive thoughts as we unwind and come into our Shavasana position. Again, we're going to press the elbows down, lifting the chest. Then hands come down, palms face up. Bring your big toes together and walk your heels out as far as they'll go. Feel the inseams of your hands moving toward the earth. Then leave the heels where they are. Relax the feet. Close the eyes. Feel yourself releasing now to the earth. Let the belly dance with the breath. The breath comes all the way down to the belly. That's the quickest, surest way to get us into this parasympathetic side of our nervous system where all healing and wellness live. I'm going to walk you through a little guided meditation here. So staying in your Shavasana position, lying here, in this relaxed position, focusing on the breath slowly and rhythmically. So the length of your inhale and exhale is about the same. Increasing the length of the inhale and the exhale. Finding a breath that is sustainable for you. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest and imagine your breath flowing in and out of your heart center. As you continue to breathe in and out of your heart, reflect on a positive emotion such as gratitude, joy, or love. And think about being with a loved one, a pet, or appreciation for the good things in your life. Allowing that memory to generate a positive emotion. And as you are here in your Shavasana position, if your mind begins to wander, gently return to that positive feeling, allowing the sensations of gratitude, love, or joy to flow with the breath. Allowing that heartfelt feeling to continue to circulate throughout the body, focusing on the breath, allowing the body to let go of any held tension, any worry, any noticeable constricting, we let go with the breath.
as you come back to the breath, let your mind come back to the breath, to the body. Slowly begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Your ankles, your wrists, your elbows and your knees begin to move, and ultimately hugging your knees in towards your chest. Move slowly and intentionally here so that our central nervous system remains in that healing state. We don't move too quickly to get ourselves out of that state of healing. Now roll over onto your right side, pausing with a breath or two before coming back to a seated position. And once you've joined me here in this upright position, I want you to just take notice. You can feel free to close your eyes again or have a soft gaze and begin to notice how you might be feeling a little bit different now than when we began our practice together. And then perhaps you can think of some people that you really would love to see today that maybe you're restricted to. So can you write them an email or make a phone call or write a letter? Any of those things will make your heart feel better to be in connection with one another, make you not feel so isolated. And remember that anytime we have the opportunity to come home to ourselves, we can start putting that positive information, moving our body into that state where we can be in the rest, digest, relax, and healing mode. So maybe today we need to turn off the TV for a little bit, turn inward, maybe do some journal writing, some letter writing, something that brings us a little bit more peace, and know that this is accessible to you at any time. Thank you for being with me today. Blessings.